Welcome back to the IBFP. Here's your host, Boxing New.
Canelo is easy work for David Benavidez. Look, let's break it down honestly and objectively as possible. And Edgar Berlanga believes that David Benavidez can possibly easily run through Canelo Alvarez and beat him. This is what he said, and I quote, I think David Benavidez could beat Canelo just for the simple fact of his conditioning, good defense, punch output, and that he can take a punch. If he can take Canelo shots, he can possibly breeze through Canelo. He also went on to state that, look, Canelo Alvarez, when he fought a guy like Jermell Charlo just pretty much laid down. He said Jermell Charlo looked amazing in other fights, but as soon as he gets in the ring with Canelo Alvarez, he's running circles, made himself look like a clown. So here's the interesting thing about all of this. First, I'll speak on the Jermell Charlo situation. When it comes to the Jermell Charlo situation, the reason why Jermell Charlo did not look the same as he did in all those other fights, like a power puncher, like a killer, like a big strong fighter, the reason why he didn't look that way is because Canelo Alvarez's power and skills are too much. You have to understand Canelo Alvarez is an elite, pound for pound, legendary, Hall of Fame caliber fighter. He's a once in a generation type of fighter. So of course, Jermell Charlo felt that power, got dropped, didn't want to get hit again. Canelo Alvarez won every round, dominated the whole fight, and his skills were too much. Jermell Charlo knew he was overmatched. So based on skills and power, he had no answer for Canelo other than to run. He didn't run because, he just came for a check. He ran because Canelo Alvarez was whooping his ass, and the skill set and power was too much for him. Never discredit Canelo trying to kiss ass. But look, let me keep it going. And then back to his original statement. He states that David Benavidez, defense, punch output, and the fact that he can take a punch and his good conditioning would all be a problem for Canelo. Now, what's interesting is, let's break it down. First off, let's start with conditioning. Canelo Alvarez at 168 has never had a conditioning issue. Canelo Alvarez has dominated every fight he's had at 168, and he's undefeated at 168. So to say that conditioning would play a factor makes no sense, because Canelo Alvarez has never had an issue with conditioning at 168. He's never lost a fight, and he's dominated every one at 168. Where is the conditioning issue? I don't see one. But look, let's keep it going. Then he also goes on to state that, he has good defense and he can take a punch. Now, I find that very interesting because a lot of people have been calling David Benavidez Señor Piñata. And the reason why is because David Benavidez uses his face as a piñata. We have to understand that the reason why David Benavidez has been so successful on his run at 168 pounds is because he's so big for the weight class. That means he's able to absorb a lot of shots. But he's also been fighting guys who are not punchers. He's not fighting punchers. Demetrius Andre, not a puncher. Caleb Plant, not a puncher. Canelo Alvarez, he is a puncher. So you have to understand the fact that David Benavidez is running through non-punchers, looking like a killer, eating shots while giving these guys back fire. That's a completely different fight with Canelo Alvarez. So his analysis is absolutely ass. We got to be honest and unbiased about it. When you look at it, David Benavidez, for the first time in his career, would be fighting Canelo Alvarez, an elite counterpuncher. An elite counterpuncher. Think about that. David Benavidez has never had to fight an elite counterpuncher. David Benavidez would also be fighting a guy like Canelo Alvarez, who has elite skills, who can make adjustments in the ring. David Benavidez has never fought a guy with those abilities. He's never fought a guy with elite power and an elite chin. He's never had to step in the ring with guys with elite power and elite chin as well. A guy who brings all of this to the table, David Benavidez has never had that happen in one single fight. So at the end of the day, Edgar Berlanga can talk out of his ass all he wants, but facts are always over feelings.